Welcome back to the 1430 Connection. I'm Donna Cole. I'm in the studio with Jen Corbin. She's the Crisis Response Director for the Anne Arundel County Mental Health Agency. We are in the midst of a heroin and opioid epidemic nationwide, and in this county we are no different. You have done something that's kind of pretty awesome, and this started, we were talking, with a police chief in Gloucester, Massachusetts.
So basically it stems from the PARI program in Gloucester, Mass, where a police department decided to open up their doors for people who are seeking recovery in which they will help. And since then, they've had great success.
So the police, instead of arresting, instead of searching, will just say, let's get you some help.
Let's get you some help. Yeah. And so we kind of took that along with an angel project model through FIRE, and we kind of merged them together. And really, it was just a collaborative effort
to create the safe stations program.
Safe stations, which I think the whole county is really proud of, and they should be. The recognition of the fact that so many agencies are working together, I've just never seen anything like it. PARI actually came here to visit us. We were presenting somewhere, and they were just saying, you've taken it and exploded the idea into something. I mean, there's nowhere else where you have a state's attorney's office and support, FIRE, police, health department, and crisis all working collaboratively together.
And again, the way this works is anyone with a problem with heroin, opioids, any sort of addiction issue, you can go to any fire or police station in Anne Arundel County and ask for help, and help will be given.
Yeah, and I want to say it's 24 hours a day. And I want to clarify, there's been some questions recently, just over the last couple of weeks, about, I know the start was for heroin and opioid addiction, but we see lots of people who have other addiction issues that need help. So don't feel like, well, I'm not doing heroin, that I can't come in. You know, we see people all the time that have just alcohol or cocaine. If you want help and you're struggling to find the resources, just go to a safe station. We'll be happy to help.
I know you didn't have a chance to get the newest numbers, but you said this has helped many.
Yeah. As of the end of August, we had a 60% success rate, and only 10% have relapsed. I can't remember when we were at the end of August, but we are over 240 people at this point, probably more at this point, people coming into the safe station. So seeing that and knowing that that's helping, we're also starting to hear rumors that it is kind of leveling out the overdose rate, because we were on a pretty big trend upward at the beginning of this year, which is actually why we instituted safe stations, something to just try and reduce the number of overdoses and get people help.
That's amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, huge round of applause for all of you that are making a difference here. How do we address the severe, and this is not just in Anne Arundel County, not just in Annapolis, it's everywhere, lack of help in the mental health world? Our resources are pretty thin.
Mm-hmm. I wish I knew the answer to that question. I think it really stems from kind of what we're doing now in the county, which is working together. I'm leaving here today and going to a big provider meeting. I don't know anywhere else where providers get in the room regularly right now to try and figure out, how can we work together? How can I maybe open up some more spots for mental health? And well, if you do that, then I could see your people for substance use over here, and the blending of resources that are going on. And kudos to the health department. I mean, the health department is the one that's really making this happen, allowing there to be integration, which is really what we need, you know, taking mental health and substance use and really doing what the state is asking, which is behavioral health. Because probably 85 to 90% of the people we're seeing right now are what we call co-occurring. They have a mental health and they're using drugs to kind of mask that piece.
There are people that are triggered by this, accepting that addiction is a mental health thing. Mm-hmm. Address that.
So substance use is a brain disorder. You know, once your brain is craving that, it's very difficult. And so what I'm finding actually through safe stations, I've learned a lot over the last couple months, is when we get people sober, and I don't like to use the word clean because they were never really dirty, right? Once they got sober, what was interesting is we started to see their mental health. And they started to realize maybe I was self-medicating. And so then we have to go down the mental health path and say, you know, let's see someone to see what we can do about your depression or your anxiety or whatever might have triggered years and years ago you starting to use. That's what we talk to the kids about a lot when we're in the schools now is, why do you need to feel better? The marijuana makes me feel better. Well, why do you feel bad? Those are the questions that we're not asking. And so we're really starting to engage that conversation at the middle school level, myself and Wes Adams from the state's attorney's office.